guys. Let me stop that. Oh, I don't hear my voice. I know why. I have to turn my voice up louder. Yeah, hey, magic. Oh, it's magic. You know. Just hit the button and go. Hi, guys. Welcome to Mark Teaches Music. This is To Play and Sing, our live Q&A. And, of course, the point is you ask questions, and I may answer them, maybe. So I get this over. It's kind of in the way. Kind of not where I want it to be. What a beautiful look at logo. Wow, I'm in the right place. Okay, great. So this is, again, Mark Teaches Music. To Play and Sing is the name of this Q&A, and my name is Mark Black, and I want to ask you, please, ask all the questions you would ever want to ask about music, about singing, about playing, about being in an ensemble, about your personality, how that affects how you play, on and on and on and on and on and on and on. Oh, look at that. I don't think I ever sent that. I better send that out. Send it out right now. Good idea, huh? So I didn't send the email to my students. That was stupid. But that's the way we roll around here. So I want you to ask all your questions. I want you to put them in the, we call it the chat thing. Again, anyway, if you watched this with me before, you know I hate this word chat. Chat, put it in the chat. So put it in the chat. And so here we are. And I can see your questions right in here. Right there. See them? And so if you like this, any part of it, the first thing you should do is throw money, like send money to my PayPal account. And the second thing you should do is invite people, and then you should share, and you should subscribe, and hit notifications, and comment. Oh, what a good, seriously, commenting is great. You could actually, in asking a question is a wonderful thing. And if you're interested in lessons, go to www.dallasmusiclessons.com. That's the hit place on the web for music lessons, private music lessons. And there's information there about lessons. And if you got questions, put them right there. If you missed this Q&A, then send me an email at mark@dallasmusiclessons.com with your question and questions, and I will answer them. And of course, I can't necessarily answer all the questions in the world. I know it's amazing. I know you're surprised, but it's possible that I would not know the answer to some of your questions. So I'll just say, I don't know. And I might say, I don't know, but here's my best guess. Or I might say, I don't know, try going here. So anyway, so I just want to say, and I don't remember how long it's been since we did that groove, but my gosh, what a compelling, it's so compelling. It just makes you want to groove. So as luck would have it, I hit upon an instrument that I hadn't played much in a long time, which is the classical guitar with finger picking. It's held me down quite a bit with the rest and free stroke. Well, that's what it is. So anyway, why don't you jump right in, send your questions, and don't hesitate. If you have a question of what we're talking about or comment, just put it right in and don't wait, because we might move on to something else, literally. So I think the thing I was trying to play, I wanted to mention about this week, find cool things to play. I said this the last time I used this. I only used this twice. Find cool things to play with. It's so inspiring. Like you may not be any good, including me. You're trying to get better. And and just let me tell you, I only started playing lead guitar when I was 35, which was not 30 years yet, but it's a long time, but it's not my whole life. So I'm just saying, and I think about that age. So I was 35 when I started, and so you could start. I'm sure most of you are within striking distance of that, either much earlier or that age or whatever. So that's encouraging to me that I can play it all, so I'm excited about that. And until I was about 35, I didn't really understand how you ad-lib. I'm not talking about on a guitar. I'm talking about I didn't understand, which a lot of people think now, is that every time the chord changes, you're supposed to change stuff like that. So I'm just saying there's hope for you, man. There's hope for me. There's hope for you. Okay. So I think I'll do it without further eloquence. I don't know. Yeah, I guess I will. Without further eloquence, I will get to the first question here. And the first question here is, what Christmas songbooks do you recommend? Okay. So that Christmas, now listen, we don't have to do Christmas questions, and that was not a Christmas song that I was ad-libbing to. Although yesterday in the improv workshop we improvised two Christmas songs, and it was awesome. But today that was not a Christmas song in any sense. So actually, I need to unplug this. Don't want to lose my battery. Okay. So anyway, so you can ask questions that are not Christmas songs, and I've been accused of not looking at the questions. That's a lie. It's a lie. It's a false lie. And I'm looking right there. There it is. Okay. It says, "Welcome to the live chat." Okay. So the first question is, what Christmas songbooks do you recommend? Okay. And so first thing is the kind of book. Now most of you need, including me, what I want and what most people need is a fake book, or a lead sheet. A fake book and a lead sheet are the same thing, and this is an older one. But what is in a fake book is chords, the names of chords, the names of the chords of a song. Then there's a melody line written, and then there's the words. That's all that's in a fake book. And this history of a fake book is back 1880, 1890, 1900. People started writing big compendiums they write out songs themselves. And I'm talking about musicians, professional musicians, and they would sell them to other people. Hey, I got 20 favorite pop songs everybody. I'll sell them to you. At the time, it'd probably be penny a piece or something. And they were fake versions, right? They were faked. They were not the official nor copyrighted versions. And they got, that became more and more popular because it's like a synopsis. It's like the bottom line. If I can read a chord, say that says C and C7 and D7, okay, good. I know how to play that chord. Look, then there's the melody written right there. And then there's the words. Well, I can do the whole song, So I can fake it as opposed to a written thing. Now, let me tell you that in a fake book, let's see what I want to tell you. You have to be able to read chords. You have to be able to, this would work for any instrument. Obviously, a saxophone is not a chording instrument, so he would play the written note. Dee, 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 dee. He'd read those notes, hoping that there was a chording instrument to play him to play those chords. The typical thing we would expect in a Christmas setting would be, guitar, ukulele, piano, banjo, and mandolin, playing those chords while the player sings or the other people sing, and this is all you need. Now, so let me state again. So that would be I'm going to say who to work well for. It worked the best for almost everybody. One of the things that's good about this is that it is not, a whole song is only a page and maybe 2 pages. The Christmas song, chestnuts roasting is only 1 page in a fake version. So one of the great things about a fake version is that it's not, 10 pages to flip through. Okay, so that works if you can read chords, and it works best, of course, if you're playing a chording instrument. And it would work if you played any instrument that reads notes. Now, by which I mean any orchestral / concert band instrument, sax, flute, oboe, trombone. It is written. You can get a bass clef version. This is a C version or a treble clef version. Trumpet, clarinet. What did I say? Oboe. All the instruments, including violin, violoncello, and stuff like that. Although I don't know that there's it'd be bass or treble clef in these fake versions. Now the person that can't do that is if you're a piano player and you only read notes, you do not read chords and can't do that. Then you need to get a regular. Probably the best thing would be PVG, although they make them that are just piano. PVG means piano, vocal, guitar. It means the guitar chords are written up there. We don't need the chord diagrams unless you're really a very basic player. And you don't need a special ukulele version or mandolin version, the best, Amazon and Howlin or whatever. There's all, you know, um, 50 best mandolin, Christmas songs. It's like, well, no, it's just Christmas songs you like, and a C is a C on a mandolin and on a ukulele, on a banjo and a guitar. They're all just a C. There are different ways to make them, but C is a C and a D is a D. Now, so if you can't read chords, you don't know how to make chords just by the name, you would need it would be a piano player or classical guitarist, I suppose. In that you immediately, for the classical guitars, have immediately really upped the scale in terms of how hard it's going to be to do these songs. So it was one of the benefits and the purposes of originally, and this hundreds of years old, a figured bass is a way to write classical music accompaniment, hundreds of years old, where it's just a synopsis or a shorthand, we'll get into it. But so the idea of just saying this is a C and A minor, and literally say A, M, like that, that's hundreds of years old as a synopsis of what's going on. And it's a good thing you should be able to use learn to do that if you can. But if you can't, classical guitar is going to be, every song is going to be hard to play. It's going to be like a regular piece. There's no easiness to it. Same thing for piano, but classical piano, you can't read chords. Classical guitar, you can't read chords. Then you would have to get just a regular arrangement and learn the arrangement. So that's fairly hard to very hard, depending on what you're listening at. But everybody else can use a fake book. Now, I want to say if you're a transposing instrument, which means you're B flat, E flat, F, horn instrument, and then you could get your version like this book, the Ultimate Christmas Fake Book in E flat, the Ultimate Christmas Fake Book in B flat. However, it just depends on who's going. Everybody who's what's happening. Like if I open this up, which I've never heard of, how brightly beams the morning sun. Now, but here's I heard the bells on Christmas. I heard the bells on Christmas Day. Now, if people are singing with, let's say you're playing a trumpet, and people are singing with you, there's no new questions in the chat. I just want to comment. I am not ignoring your questions. So there's no questions to answer there. There's questions that people have asked here. Okay. So anyway, if you're a trumpet and you're playing this is the C version. This is not the B flat. If you play this, it's going to sound great on the trumpet. If you play it on the violin, it's going to sound great. That's a C instrument. So let's pick a. Here comes the ducks. The ducks wanted to come in. You're playing like I said, trumpet. You're playing a clarinet, whatever. So you can play this and it would sound great. It's just that if somebody else sings or somebody plays a piano or guitar plays these chords while you play, you B flat instrument, you E flat instrument, they won't fit because this is you could play this untransposed and with nobody else. So 7 saxophones played this, 7 altos played this together, or 7 tenors. It would sound great. It would just not be in the same key as what it looks like it is. What would not come out in that key. So you only need a transposing book if you're playing with other people. So your buddy plays the guitar, and you give him the C book, this book, and then you get your E flat book, and y'all play away. And everybody sings, everybody plays, and it's all great. So a fake book is the best thing. And then, by the way, if you're a reader, then and you're a good reader on the piano, then of course, then we would PVG is a good middle version. Means there's a written out piano part, both hands on the grand staff, and then there's a line with the melody written in by itself, and then on the top is guitar chords. So that covers most instruments there. And then the only negative of that is that the Christmas song, instead of being 1 page, would be 4, 5, 6 pages because it's got a lot of stuff on there. Okay, so that's the best thing. Now, specific books, I have, many, and you can't see over here, I have a whole bunch of Christmas books. Now, honestly, the old books are the best. These are not old books. These are like, 15, 10 years old. And I'm talking about the really old books are the best. They got the best songs. They seem to have grasped the idea of compactness. It's like, hey man, Okay, what are the easiest songs to learn to play? We did that last week. We answered that last week. So, okay. But since it's a live question that just got asked, what are the easiest Christmas songs to learn to play? So I can tell you some songs like I did last week, but the simplest answer, although it's going to sound like I'm blowing off the question, I'm not kidding. Is to open and look at the song and say, hey, there's not many chords in this song. Looking at the thing, I don't see many chords in this song. And there's I saw three ships. And then I don't want to sound, I'm not evading the question, but like if you think of, here's I saw three ships. I saw three ships sailing in on Christmas Day, I saw three ships sailing in on Christmas Day in the morning. And when you think about those songs, like hear those songs in your head, I know you probably never heard the song. When you hear those songs in your head, you probably think, if you know that song, you say, hey, that sounds like a lot of chords, and it is, because it's a English Christmas carol, as we talked last week, with many chords. So we'd probably avoid those. But just looking at the song and saying there's a lot of chords. I need to, before I continue, I'm going to continue with Tom's question here, but I think I need to also say, so if you're just going to, if you know, only going to play songs and you do not have a sax or a flute or trumpet, a melody instrument, a monophonic instrument that plays only one note at a time that is used to playing notes, you do not have that, then, of course, ultimateguitar.com is ultimate. I think you just type in ultimate guitar, but my version of it is ultimate-guitar.com, and that, of course, is, I think, the largest, chord chart site in the planet. And type in a song, and it'll give you the chords. It's only got chords and words, so you have to know the song. With a fake version or a lead sheet version like this, you could not know the song. You could say, your grandma says, Johnny, would you play Waltz of the Flowers? And you could say, Grandma, I don't know it, but there it is. I can play this for you, Grandma, or whatever. With that is an advantage over fakebook / lead sheet version of a song. A rhythm version or chord chart, words with chords on the top, is fine if you know the song. And I mean that exactly what I'm saying. It's totally fine. If you know the song, then that's fine to do. And then so ultimateguitar.com. And the good thing about that, I said last week, is that most songs are pitched high. And so they really are. Let's see what this says. Just pick a song. Chinese dance. Everybody's ready for that. Jingle bells. Okay, here's jingle bells. And so it's going, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey! Now well, I have it reverb here. Aren't I cool? So this is great. This is a fake book. However, you'll notice that your great aunt Sadie, whatever her name is, what's her name? Auntie, or your friend who's a car mechanic. They're not going to want to sing that high, and not because they're jerks, but because it seems very high. So, just as an example, this is in G. Pretty much all these books, period, including ultimateguitar.com, would be a great idea to drop the key. I would say about 3 half steps. And on ultimateguitar.com, there's a button on the bottom. It says transpose. And you just click it 3 times. Click 3 times on the button if it's too high. Ba-da-da-da. So anyway, just lower the key. And you as a guitarist or a mandolin player, you look at it and you go, that's A flat. I don't want to play any flat. And you go, oh, that's G. And you drop it down a little bit, and you'd sing along with it yourself, just a couple of chords, and say, this is a good key. This is if you got time to look at some songs. So I said last week, if you could drop the key of them, typically, and usually about a third, it drops in. So that would go from, what was it, Jingle Bells? Here, from this, hey, to this key. Jingle bells, jingle, oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh, hey. And that's better, for the non-singer. And what you probably want is people to start singing these songs. Okay, now, Songs that are easy to do, basically songs that have, I don't want to sound, again, I'm not avoiding the question, songs that have 4 chords, total of 4 chords, perhaps 5. And you would look at the chords yourself and you would say, I can play these chords. Many of the, if you're playing a monophonic instrument, like the sax or the trombone or something, I'm not avoiding the question. I would just look at it in a fake book, in a book where the notes are all written, and then I'd say, hey, that looks like a lot of notes, and you would have to decide. Like I'm looking at here, 2 songs that are pretty well known, "Rocking Around the Christmas Tree," which is hilarious in the '50s, and the idea is everybody, to us cool people here in the modern world, we're all like, rock, yeah, man, and the God of the V, rock, and they're like, rocking around the Christmas tree, cute, rock is cute. So anyway, because that's the '50s, man, and so anyway, well, here's 2 songs here right side beside each other. Rocking Around the Christmas Tree and Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, right side by side on this book. Yeah, there we go. And if I was a flute, I'm looking at this and I said, this is a bunch of quarter notes and a few eighth notes for Rocking Around the Christmas Tree. And Rudolph is a little bit of syncopation there. A little bit more eighth notes. I'm talking about if I couldn't play much, I'd say, I think I can do that. That's all. There's Silent Night right underneath it. There's Silent Night. Silent Night looks a little hard with eighth note and the dotted 16th note and dotted eighth. But if you think about it, of course, da, 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 da. So what I would do is just sing through and come in your head, hear the song, and say, that sounds pretty easy. And if I was a chording instrument, I would look at the chords and that approach. And as opposed to, because again, the what songs people know basically has changed quite a bit in the last 20 years and then the last 40 years, slowly changing. Here's another Christmas fake book. This one's by Albert. The one that I personally like the best is the Ultimate Christmas Fake Book, although the new one, this is I think edition 4, the edition 6. It's on Kindle, it's about $15. If you buy it paperback like this, then it's more like 25, and there's all kind of smaller ones. I mean, in reality, like this book, like this current version of this Ultimate Christmas Fake Book is like 270 songs, Christmas songs. But how many Christmas songs really people know? 20, 25. And again, back to the ultimateguitar.com, go in there and there's just, and what I do is I usually don't just click the first one, but click the one of the popular ones, and then click it and look at it and say, and if you got you want to do 8 songs and you got 30 minutes, you could click each song and just kind of strum. It's kind of like, I can do that, or just kind of chord it, Yeah, that's right. And remember that on ultimateguitar.com, it's just ultimateguitar.com. No, ultimateguitar.com. ultimateguitar.com. It's just some dude saying it's the song. It's nobody's paid to do that. So it could be just like, if you go there, half of them say, this is my first tab. And you're like, well, what? Did you have to tell me that? I was all excited about playing your thing. Yeah, here's an old 50s type. This is the better compact. Now look, I said last week that if unless you come from a very musical group of a family or group of people, the people that are going to be there are very musical. People are going to go dashing through the snow. They don't know anything else other than that first line. So you need to either ultimateguitar.com and get make 5 copies for people to share the words, or get you a couple of buddies that can sing and would kind of jump in there with you. Otherwise, you're going to be singing a lot of solo stuff. So, all right. Well, that was my vague. It was the best answer I could give, as opposed to saying, Jingle Bells is easy. And I did say last week, I'll say it again for Tom, that English Christmas carols, like God rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay, which I love, English Christmas carols, so festive and so fun and just so good, but they are more complicated to play, not to sing. If you're singing them and you get the words, then go for it. It'll be great. But those would be those ones to avoid unless you play pretty good. And if you can just look at them and you'd be like, basically be like, hey, there's 25 chords in this song, and so there'll be not necessarily 25 different chords, but a lot of chording. All right. Now that was that question. And then the best sources for, oh, good, I answered this. What are the best sources for Christmas lead sheets online? Lead sheets, again, is a fake book, and lead sheets are the same thing. Lead sheet, there's just the melody, and they're the chords. If it is, just by the way, that same name, fake book / lead sheet for jazz songs, probably isn't going to be words. Because jazz guys will look at it like, hey man, we don't need no sticky words. Although the new real book, which is by the Shear Company as opposed to owned by Hal Leonard, the new real book has the words for jazz songs in their lead sheet, the new real book. Talking about jazz, not talking about Christmas music, talking about jazz. And I'm actually talking about the term fake book and lead sheet. Okay, so anyway, look at these happy people. They're all happy. And pretty cool. All right, so there's a bunch of bugs. And just want to say a minute ago, I was talking about the like a piano. Like this is a bit half again bigger than that Ultimate Fake Book. It's got less than half as many songs. And the reason is because it's got the guitar, it's got the guitar chords, it's got the melody written separately on the third line, and it's got the written out piano part. We're not wrong if you can't read chords, piano player. This is the thing, but a lot of pages. So all right. So best sources of Christmas lead sheets. I would go to musicdirect.com and let me give you these names correctly that I use to buy charts. Although again, I'd either buy a fake book, Christmas fake book, Ultimate Christmas Fake Book. I would look, see inside, or whatever it says, the names of songs. I'd be sure I'd look at it and say, hey, I like a bunch of these songs. This is worth the money. Or ultimateguitar.com and Sheet Music Direct, or musicnotes.com. Sheet Music Direct and musicnotes.com. And those versions of things can cost as little as $2 a piece to as much as $6 a piece. And I'm talking about if you have to buy them or need to buy them or want to buy them individually. And then the preferential, easiest, cheapest thing is Ultimate Guitar, and you use only rhythm charts or chord charts, same thing, words, and then chords are written on top. And but that, again, I have no problem using that. However, know that it may be a lot of the chords may be wrong. You get along, 3-4 songs are great, and then the fourth song is like, who did this? This is not the song at all. And did you notice that there's 2 different versions for Away in a Manger? And it's really cute when people kind of conflict with that. One is, away in a manger, no crib for a bed. And I don't know if it's a southern thing, but here where I'm from, everybody sings, away in a manger, no crib. Completely different version. Okay. All right. Now the next question is not a Christmas question, and it's about this guy, and he goes to Africa, and they have this big safari. They go into deepest Africa, and they're trying to go as farther than anybody's ever explored before. So they're exploring. And about 2 days after they have to leave their Jeeps behind, this drumming starts in the background, just constant. And the bearers are all scared and like looking around, and then the guys in the safari who hired the bearers and everything, they're like, oh, what is that? And the head bearer says he won't say anything. The only thing he'll say is, when drums stop, get worse. And they went on for days and days with the drumming, and the chief bearer, the head guy saying, wouldn't stop, get worse. And on and on, drumming starting, and so finally, after 10 days after leaving their vehicles behind, and they've been going on and deeper and deeper and deeper, the drums, when drumming stopped, get worse, and finally, after 10 days of this, the drumming stopped, and all the bearers ran back, except for the chief bearer. And so he tried to get away, but they grabbed him. The head of the expedition grabbed him and said, "What is it?" And the chief bearer looked at him and he said, "Bass solo." True story. Bass solo. Right after that. Yeah, that's what happened right after that. So that was really worse. Really was worse. Okay, so here's another question. Do I have time for that? I don't. Oh, goodness, I'm out of time. Well, this is right. I want to keep these times pretty close. Okay. Well, listen, I'm done. I want you to have a Merry Christmas. And listen, if you have questions that are either questions that are more Christmas questions or have nothing to do with Christmas, send me an email at mark@dallasmusiclessons.com. And if you want more information about lessons, go to www.dallasmusiclessons.com, dallasmusiclessons.com. And there's information about lessons as well as ways to contact us. And so I want you to have a Merry Christmas. I want you to have a Happy New Year. God bless you and your family. Have a great time. And on Tuesday nights, normally, at 7:45, I have an improv workshop in which me and you, I improvise and you improvise, go back and forth. And I send out charts with scales to use, as well as much as I can, the actual chart of the song, so you kind of know what's going on. And then on Wednesday nights at 7 o'clock, we have our Q&A to play and sing. So you're welcome to ask your questions and come and invite people. You need to subscribe. You need to click the bell. You need to comment. You need to share. Was there anything else you need to do? Oh, look, I got a bunch of stuff. Look at that. Yeah, Merry Christmas, exactly. Exactly, freaking Merry Christmas. So, okay, so I'm going to go. You guys are great. I appreciate you. And I want you to have a Merry Christmas. And I'll probably see you next year. All right.